This job was her chance to take back all her ex-Julian had stolen. But could she survive a place she couldn't have imagined before she'd landed in it? The cold slugged Elizabeth. Coming from a temperate rainforest, she'd heard about the legendary Arctic cold of the NWT, but didn't appreciate the reality of that reputation before she'd ended up in Yellowknife. So many things about surviving in the North were unknown, except for her understanding that if you didn't get the role nature played here, you didn't get a second chance to figure it out. But who knew that minus 45 degrees Celsius warranted nothing more than a cold out, eh? From locals. Elizabeth curled in, a smaller target for the cold's bite, as she hurried to her first meeting as curator. Almost instantly, her eyelashes froze. She couldn't take off her mitts to thaw them. At this temperature, bare skin got frostbite in just minutes. Any exposure longer than that, and the uncaring cold sunk beneath skin to muscle, then infiltrated bone, with the exposed bits being left for dead. With the 1986 census putting Yellowknife's population at just 20,000, the small city was the capital of the Northwest Territories, a 9.5 million kilometer span of the northernmost part of the North American continent. Yellowknife's energy outsized its population, and its location fueled its impression of uncharted frontier. The small city's sense of discovery and opportunity, just waiting to be found, was palatable. The one-of-kind Arctic, a place of menace and magic, like when out of a clear blue sky, diamond dust swirled like crystalline fairies caught in a joyous frolic, a phenomena created when humidity was too low for snow and so froze into incandescent effervescences that pirouetted upon the air currents. But in today's somber illumination, it seemed as if a glaze covered all and wiped out pigmentation. However, no matter if the day was bright or dull, with an ice fog that hung in the air like graying muslin on a clothesline, all landscape, buildings, even people seemed hunkered down. The mythical North, a place she wouldn't have believed existed before coming here. Inside the AAC's reception area, the shabby quarters gave the impression of prosperity that had perished. So much given up for this second chance. What was the cooperative CEO von Braumann like, she wondered. The receptionist beckoned her, Oh God, let this meeting go well, she prayed. She noted von Braumann watched as she made her way down the hallway. Showtime! He shook her hand neither too hard nor too soft, which was oddly reassuring. Elizabeth sat, then directed an unsteady smile at the woman across from her. This is Margaret Swiftfox. Margaret's a board member and the owner of the Yellowknife Cooperative, von Braumann said. What's your plan for getting our traditional arts like beading and moose hair tuftings into the exhibitions? Margaret asked. Though softly spoken, the challenge came across as if she had broadcasted it. I thought only art was to be included, Elizabeth stammered. What's the difference? Swiftfox asked. Elizabeth scrounged through her academic days for an answer. Crafts are considered a closed art activity where all follow similar techniques and end up with roughly the same product, whereas art has the ability to transcend its composition and materials to create an original interpretation. She glanced at Swiftfox. Then von Braumann. Swiftfox headed to a whiteboard. Elizabeth's gaze swung to the office door. 10 feet, but then she dove for the move from Seattle. The sensor she knew oh so well spewed condemnation. But not at Swiftfox or von Braumann. Self-preservation called for her retreat to the place in her mind where calm reigned. Swirling accusations subsided, but building frustration jostled her calm. Who was the artist here anyways? She was the one who had paid the price for the name artist. Now, Margaret, you know the board has already decided that the ROI on those pieces is too small to exhibit in Europe, von Braumann said. I didn't agree then, and I still don't, Margaret huffed. Von Braumann's lifeline saved Elizabeth. I know many galleries in Seattle. Where have you shown? Elizabeth's explanation was brief and vague. On the way home, Elizabeth faced her demons. Her position was a first-of-its-kind job in the NWT, and it would only be what she made of it, while also having to hit the ground running. Only 16 months until the exhibitions, and already problems. Oh, not just Swiftfox challenge to include the NWT's traditional crafts. 4 years since she'd left LA, and her ex, Julian. Yet his scorn marked her still. She'd gambled the security of family and familiarity in a hope of a second chance in this strange land.